Randy from Captain Chuck's too, joining us this morning here on Mom FM. Good morning to you, sir. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, good morning.
Absolutely. Let's talk about two topics this morning. We're talking about salmon fishing and these trapping nets. Which one should go first? What do you think?
We can just do a quick update on the salmon fishing.
Okay, all right.
The last week and a half or so, it's been really, really tough fishing.
I've heard that.
Yeah, but we the last day or so, we've heard that there's some kings starting to show back up.
Okay.
So we're hoping with this warm weather that it's going to push some warm water in. Because that's been the problem is the water's so cold.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll push some warm water in and these kings will start showing back up. It looks like it's going to be a really good year as far as numbers because our spring was so good. So we're hoping that warm water will roll in and we start catching some kings.
Well, and that's what when the Fish Hunt for Freedom veterans went out and the boat captains and such, that was the rumors that it was probably not going to be a very successful fishing day, but it was a very successful day for the vets and the camaraderie and the conversations and all of that stuff. But there was some big fish that came out, but not a ton.
They struggled. I mean, it was most boats averaged like between 0 and 3 fish.
Yeah, that's tough.
Which is tough. Yeah. So
and when that water temp drops, from conversations with people, it wasn't necessarily the fish were just going down; they were moving out of the area, right?
Yeah, they'll leave. They'll go wherever the warm water is. It could be north, it could be south, it could be to the east, or west. So it's it just depends. I mean, those are a lot of good fishermen out there fishing, and when you got boats getting 0 to 3 fish consistently, that's tough fishing.
Well, it's not the boat captains. It's not those that have dropped their lines in the water. It literally is, hey, there is nothing right there in this area.
Correct. Yep.
And so it's good to see that the salmon are coming back. Is it too early to say, hey, we're catching some of the bigger size salmon or not?
Yeah, so salmon grow super fast because they only have a 4-year life cycle. And so they'll put on 8 to 10 pounds from spring to fall.
Okay.
So they grow fast. So, if you catch a 25-pound fish right now, he's probably going to be in the mid-30s, low to mid-30s by fall.
All right. There's a go.
So big fish always come later in the year.
And is there any predictions that you can make? I mean, is this a year that we're going to really catch some larger ones, or any sort of can it be these change in temps or the lower temps that we have that changes the trajectory of what the season might feel like?
Not really. It might just change the timing of it more than anything.
Okay.
We're not sure about size of fish we're going to see this year, but it looks like it's going to be a very good year for numbers. So catching good numbers of fish.
All right, looking forward to that.
In the spring they whacked them pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign. So we just got to get that right water temperature back.
And is there a limit on salmon at all? I can't remember.
Yep, 5 per person.
Okay, all right. So 5 per day per person,
yep.
Right? So, okay,
correct.
Yeah. All right, there you go. And the DNR, they check that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they'll check.
And fines that come along with that, is it going to be expensive?
Oh yeah, you're definitely better off throwing that 6th one back.
Absolutely.
I don't know what the exact fine is on it, but I know it's a few $100s.
Yeah, we'll have to try to get a member of the Department of Natural Resources in on one of these segments and talk about some of those guidelines and what they're looking for, and just from not necessarily a penalty standpoint, but from a safety standpoint too.
Sure,
I think that's and the reasoning too. I think that would be kind of neat. We'll throw some feelers out there in regards to that. If you're just joining us, we're with Randy from Captain Chuck's 2 live here in the studio. Randy, these nets, the trapping nets, what's the reason for them?
So those are commercial nets. They are used for trapping whitefish.
Okay.
So, and then that's sold commercially. So it doesn't affect our salmon industry, doesn't affect our lake trout industry. They're allowed a certain amount of lake trout. But with these trapping nets, the fish are alive. So it's a big misconception that a lot of people have. These nets, they can release these fish without a problem.
Oh, okay.
So the mortality rate is very, very minimal.
Why do people have that perception?
Because there's other nets out there like gill nets,
okay,
and the fish will actually get stuck in them.
Oh.
And when they get stuck in them, it goes into their gills and it kills them.
Oh.
Where this one, and I'm not sure exactly how they trap them, but they just don't kill them like the trap nets do, or the gill nets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's bring in our sister station for a moment for just a quick update there, and then we'll continue this conversation here on Mom FM. It is Hot Country Hits 99.9 WHCH. Randy is here in the studio this morning. Randy, we're talking about salmon fishing, and which is getting better, right?
Yes, okay. Yeah, starting to pick back up.
All right, which is a good sign.
Yes.
And is there a big fish that you have? Like, what's the largest salmon? Do you have any idea that you've caught in over the years?
I've gotten one just over 30 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's about my biggest one.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one, yeah.
Freeze that up, like that lasts for a while, doesn't it?
It was a long time ago. I think I smoked it.
All right, there you go. And we're talking about trapping nets and the commercial nets here in the area. We're going to be continuing that conversation. For our Hot Country Hits listeners, we have music on the way from Kenny Chesney coming up in just a few minutes. But if you want to join in on this conversation, you can head over to the WMOM Facebook page or YouTube channel, or the smart devices that play WMOM, or on 102.7. And we'll continue that conversation there. As for here on 102.7 Mom FM, Randy, let's keep the conversation with the trapping nets. I had no idea that there was a commercial fishing like net process here. Like you hear about that on the coastlines and then the Gulf and stuff like that. Are they out there for a certain time period? And there's some locations you have of them too, right?
I do have the locations, and one of the nets got pulled on June 15th.
Okay.
So there's actually only 2 groups out there now. I can show so people can see. I don't know how good we can see it
there you go. You hold that up for just a second there.
Yep, and so you can get the coordinates off there if you want. Most of them are down south by what we call the project or the power plant.
Okay.
So most of them are in that area, and if you see the middle mark here, wherever I am,
yep,
that is the actual net, and then these are lines that come off of the net.
I see.
And those are about 1,200 feet from the main buoy. So you'll see there's going to be 3 buoys out there.
And do you want to you want to avoid that as much as possible? If you're in a boat, it's kind of fine, right?
Right, because you're going to go right over the top of it.
Okay.
Excuse me. So if you're fishing, you just want to be careful, because if you get any of your gear wrapped up in those nets, you're going to lose a lot of gear, because those nets are going to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yep, it can be very expensive. I know I had a friend of mine that got hung up in there, and it cost him about $800
Ouch.
To get everything back that he lost.
Wow.
So,
and these nets, are they pulled every day? Are they once a week?
Nope, they're in there, and they just pull them whenever they feel like going back out and checking them.
Okay.
So, like I said, the fish stay alive, so it's not like a gill net where you have to hurry up and get them because they'll die and rot away or anything like that.
And we have gill nets in the area?
There's no gill nets in the area right now. No.
Okay, all right. No. So that's a plus. Okay, that's a good thing. Well, I'm glad you're clarifying this, because I no clue at all that this that was out there. So from a fisherwoman standpoint, staying away from that obviously is a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got these coordinates on our social media for Captain Chuck's.
Good.
So they can look at that. And then this sheet that I actually showed sits on our front counter right where you check out.
Okay.
And so people can look at it in there too that are in there.
All right, we'll link over to your page in the comment section of our videos on Facebook and YouTube for everybody else that they can check that out. Randy, anything else that we have to talk about salmon or even the trapping nets at all this point?
No, I think that's about it for now. Next month we'll touch base on a little bit more of the upcoming offshore classic and things like that. So
how's the planning on that going?
Good.
Pretty good. Go ahead.
Yeah, seems to be going good so far. So.
All right, we'll chat about that. And as always, Captain Chuck's 2, right there at the corner of Jabavi and US 10 in Ludington. Just check it out. You guys are open from 6 a.m.
Nope.
Dang it. 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Okay, forget it. You do it.
You had the 6 part right, just on the wrong end.
All right, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Monday through Saturday.
Okay, and 7 a.m. to noon on Sunday.
You got that right.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You got that part right.
People are like, when? When are they open? I have no idea.
So it's 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 7 a.m. to noon on Sunday.
There you go. Thanks. I appreciate that. You're funny. And if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the phone number there?
231-843-4458.
All right. Sounds good. Randy, thanks for coming in this morning, as always.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
Absolutely. It is now 8:37 on 102.7 Mom FM. Stick around. More music on the way next. American Authors on the way on Mom FM.